What if everything you believed about your life, your job, your possessions, your identity, wasn't the whole story? In the movie, The Matrix, Neo is offered a choice: stay in the illusion or wake up to reality. Over a century ago, Evelyn Underhill wrote a short but powerful book called Practical Mysticism. Her message? Mysticism is the art of union with reality. For Underhill, reality is the ultimate divine presence, the ground of being, the truth beneath appearances. The mystic is a person who has attained that union in greater or less degree, or who aims at and believes in such attainment. It is for all, not for the few. It is a necessary stage in the growth of every fully developed human being. Illusion versus reality.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
Underhill warned that we mistake what she called secondary realities for truth, the distractions of ego, possessions, and social scripts. She wrote, "We live in appearance, not in reality. Our eyes are fixed on the shadows, not on the substance." What Underhill called secondary realities, Morpheus describes as a prison for the mind, a dream mistaken for truth.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
The self in its natural state is always looking outward, forever occupied with the multiplicity of things, never at rest. Mysticism is learning to pierce through appearances and connect with the living reality underneath. You don't get to reality by accident, it takes training. Underhill compared mysticism to learning an art, like painting or music. You stumble, you fail, you keep going. Mysticism is the art of attaining reality, the training of the faculties so that they may be capable of responding to the call of the real. The mystic's tools are simple but demanding: stillness, attention, detachment, and love. In The Matrix, Neo has to retrain his mind to let go of old limits.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo, but I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
In Practical Mysticism, Underhill treats mysticism like an art or craft that requires discipline, not just inspiration. Here's how we can pull 3 key practices from Underhill and show their resonance with modern brain training. 1. Stillness and attention. Underhill says the restless, scattered self must learn stillness and focused attention. The first step in mystical education must be training in attention. How this training affects the brain. Neuroscience shows that attention is a muscle. Mindfulness meditation strengthens the prefrontal cortex and improves regulation of the default mode network, also known as the wandering mind network. Exercises like breath focus, single point meditation, or simply noticing sensations sharpen executive control and reduce distraction. 2. Detachment from illusion and ego. Underhill urges seekers to let go of secondary realities. The mystic must detach from the unreal if he is to cleave to the real. How this training affects the brain. Modern neuroscience frames this as downregulating egocentric processing, also known as the narrative self. Practices like cognitive reframing and perspective taking reduce over-identification with thoughts. 3. Love and will. Underhill emphasizes mysticism isn't just about emptiness, but love and will direct it toward the divine. The energy which drives the soul towards reality is love. How this training affects the brain. This maps to cultivating positive affect and intrinsic motivation. Practices like gratitude, compassion, and setting meaningful goals train the brain's reward and motivation circuits, helping us stay committed to what truly matters. Stages of awakening. Underhill mapped out stages of the mystic path: awakening, purification, illumination, and union. Each step strips away illusion and deepens our vision of the real. The soul's awakening is not the perception of something new, but the sudden recognition of something always present. When Neo sees the code, he realizes the Matrix was never ultimate reality. Underhill said the same of union with the real. Union with reality is not annihilation, but the condition of true life. Practical outcomes. Here's the surprising part. Mysticism isn't about escaping life. It's about engaging it more fully. Underhill wrote Practical Mysticism during World War I, not exactly a time for dreamy abstraction. She insisted mystical practice makes us more compassionate, courageous, and alive. The true mystic is known by the fruits of his life, not by the ecstasies of his meditation. Once you're rooted in reality, you can face illusions without being trapped by them. That's why Neo doesn't hide from the Matrix.
A world where anything is possible.
He transforms how he lives within it.
Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Underhill's challenge is simple. Mysticism isn't reserved for special people. It's the art of waking up right here, right now. To be still, to pay attention, to love reality more than illusion. Do you think reality is something we discover, or something we create?